Good morning, day 2 in Nakhon Sawan. Well, if you hear me coughing and choking, it's because I slept in the air last night, and I'm not used to sleeping in air conditions, so it's wreaked havoc on my sinuses. But anyway, this is day 2. Now, just to give you a follow-up on last night, that market that I was walking through is a night market, and it takes place on Fridays and Saturdays at nighttime, Fridays and Saturdays every week. And so it's a big turnout, big thing, lots of people, and it's a big market. Now, I walked through that place probably an hour, maybe more, and I only saw one other foreigner the whole time I was walking. So there aren't a lot of foreigners here. And the students that I asked to help me out, they said they were going to have a teacher call me. Well, this morning I got a call from a teacher, and his name was David, and he was very nice. It sounded like he was from the UK, and he says he owns his own house here. He's been a teacher for a long time, and there's a certain amount of throng to gather. Now, remember I told you one of the things to find when you first get to a city is a big C. He says at Big C they gather between like 12 and 1 o'clock or 12 and 2 o'clock and hang out and have a beer together. So I'm going to head over there. Now, I haven't ever had much luck get foreigners to do interviews, but we'll give it another shot. And but he said they would probably know how much rent is and things like that. And so we're going to go check that out as well. So that's what we're up to today. I'm going to go to the bus station around there and see if there's any kind of motorbike rental, but that's not looking too promising. Basically, in Nakhon Sawan, you have 3 choices of transportation. One is the songtaos, which are little pickup trucks with bench seats in the back, a motorcycle taxi, or what's called samlam, which is a 3-wheel, in Chiang Mai it's a 3-wheel bicycle. Here it's a 3-wheel motorcycle. It's like a motorcycle with a little bench seat attached on the back. And those are your forms of transportation. If I got around by Songtao, that wouldn't be too expensive, but Samla motorbike taxi all day long would get a little bit expensive. So I'm going to still look for that motorbike, see if I can rent it. We're going to head to Big C at lunchtime. Now, the reason they only hang out from like 12 to 2 is because after, I think, 2 or 3 o'clock, throughout Thailand, they stopped serving any kind of alcohol, so the throng can't get a beer. And the reason why that is they enacted this law. I think it's between 3 and 5, I forget, because I don't drink very much. But there's certain hours throughout the day, every day, that they don't serve alcohol. They shut it down. You can't buy it to go. You can't drink it someplace. And the reason it is because they want people to stay at work and do things that are responsible as opposed to drinking in the daytime. That was the idea behind it. Anyway, we're going to head off and do some exploring. I'll show you a room, basic room for about $4.50 a night. What hotels cost? I saw hotels from $3.50 to on the low end to about $5.50, which was pretty nice. So I'll show you one that's about $4.50 with air conditioning. Okay, so we'll check that out too. Okay, so this is what you get for $4.50 a night in Nakhon Sawan. Basic hotel room, queen size bed, nightstand, TV, couple free bottles of water, makeup table or desk to do your work, closet to hang clothes. Again, you get your towels, extra pillow. Oh, good, I like that. Towels, and in the bathroom we have shower, sink, toilet. So that's your basic room for $4.50 here in Nakhon Sawan. Hey, so last night when I was trying to head back to my hotel, I told you always bring a business card with you so you can find your way back home. It's sort of like your breadcrumbs, because most of the time business cards for hotels and guest houses have Thai and English on them, so you can always show it to somebody and find your way back. Well, I thought I was close enough to be able to walk. So I went into a 7-Eleven to ask them the directions to get back to my room. And it's pretty amazing. It made me think of something I wanted to mention to you all. Now, 7-Elevens back home were owned by a company called Southern Company, and they sort of faded away. When I was young, they were everywhere, and then all of a sudden competition came in, and then all of a sudden independents came in, and they were buying up all the 7-Elevens, and we sort of joked and said, you know, there was a certain group of people that were buying these up and becoming entrepreneurs in the convenience store market. But in Thailand, they are going strong. I've actually seen 7-Elevens across the street from each other. They're everywhere. So they drew me a map to get to my room. And so I want to show you the map so you get an idea of what I'm talking about, okay? Okay, so I'm not sure how well you can see this, but this is the map they drew me. Now I went into this 7-Eleven here. Okay, so they told me go down the street, take a left. You'll go by another 7-Eleven here. You go down to the end of the street, you make a right, and you go by another 7-Eleven here. And then there was the guest house. So notice in this little area that I'm walking to the guest house, there's 3 7-Elevens. They're everywhere. So, and they were really helpful. It's not like convenience stores back home where they don't have the time to talk to you, and just doing their job seems to be a big effort. Over here they go out of their way. If you need to recharge cell phones, mobile phones, you can recharge them in the 7-Elevens, and they will actually help you out. So getting your cell phone charged up, no matter what company it is, they either have a code or they sell you a little card, a scratch-off card, or a receipt comes out of the cash register with a code on it. And if you don't know what to do with these, just ask the people in 7-Eleven. They're really helpful. And I'm not, trying to plug 7-Eleven, but they've always been really helpful for, asking directions, getting things done like recharging your cell phones. So they're really useful, and they're everywhere. They should be like the tourist information centers. So there you go. If you're looking for a convenience store in Thailand, don't worry about options. Go to 7-Eleven. So if you decide to move to Nakhon Sawan, you're going to do shopping in a couple places. They have Big C Super Center, but they also have a place called Fairyland. Funny name, huh? Fairyland is like a giant shopping center or department store. It's got a Lotus, which is the grocery store, in it, but it also is set up the way department stores used to be in Thailand, not so much anymore because Big C and Lotus has taken over, the big superstores themselves. But the way it used to be that all these individual companies would actually rent out space within these giant stores, which could be 4 or 5 floors. So if you notice, if you look behind me, you have a Samsung. So you don't have like just washing machines and then all the brand names mixed together. You're going to have a Samsung, so if you want Samsung, you go look at Samsung. If you want LG, you go look at LG. If you want Mitsubishi, you would go back over to the Mitsubishi section. And this is the same way it is with clothes. They'll have Pierre Cardin. They'll have Guy Laroche. They'll have all these little departments. So you go to the department of the brand you want and then look in that area, and they might have shirts, pants, belts, and everything within that area. Samsung might have refrigerators, washing machines, everything in that one Samsung area. So that's the way it's all set up. But Fairyland, I've noticed on all these floors, you can get anything you want, from fax machines to mobile phones to washing machines. You name it, it's here. So if you're going to move to Nakhon Sawan, this would be a place you'd shop for sure. Another thing I want to say about Nakhon Sawan that I've noticed after walking around, because I walk a lot, I get pretty much a good lay of the land pretty quickly when I'm traveling. I don't know if it's from delivering boats in an early age or just so much traveling that I do. But one thing I've noticed about Nakhon Sawan, it's hard to get a lay of the land. The roads in sois, what we call sois, are all at angles. So I can't get my bearings. luckily I got a GPS on my phone, so I'm able to always see where I'm at and follow those directions. But this has been really weird for me not to be able to get, you know, like a general idea of which direction to go different places. But hopefully in a little bit more time, maybe by the end of the day, I'll have it all figured out. So anyway, there you go. That's shopping in Nakhon Sawan. One thing I want to mention as you're walking around, it doesn't matter if you're in the villages, in the cities, anywhere. If you're over 5'10", you really got to pay attention, because you'll be walking along, and then if you're not paying attention, you're gonna encounter something like this. Now I'm on a sidewalk. Okay, this is a sidewalk. Okay, and now look, this is where this comes up to here on me. I've already whacked my head once today by not paying attention. So I just came across this, and I just wanted to remind you, if you're over about 5'10", really pay attention to doorways. Doorways sometimes come up to about here, and I whack my forehead right on those things. So always pay attention as you're walking around for your head space, okay? Headroom, okay? Give yourself a wide berth there, okay? So pay attention to these, because this thing is metal, and this would cut right into you. So remember, they don't have that liability crap. Okay, so you're responsible for your own well-being. So pay attention. Okay. I really got to tell you, being in Nakhon Sawan reminds me of when I came to Thailand like 15 or 16 years ago. Maybe longer than that now. But I used to always get smiles from people. And so, what do you have? There we go again. Everybody's really friendly here. And they're not used to seeing foreigners. And that's probably why. They're not like, you know, jaded anymore, like some of these places. So anyway, yeah, it's a great place. People are very, very friendly. Like I said last night in the market, I got hundreds of some real genuine smiles. Sawadee-kap. Everybody's really friendly here. So if you really want a place that's Thai, and I'll tell you, you're not missing anything. This is a big city. It's hard for me even walking. I can walk across Chiang Mai in 20 minutes. But here it's taken me a lot longer than that, for sure. But everybody's really friendly here. Very cool. People are trying to practice their English. It's very cool. So anyway, off to Big C. I'm walking, so it's going to take me a little while. Hopefully those guys won't be too drunk to be able to talk to me. All right? See you soon. So, if you're coming to check out Nakhon Sawan, and it's your first time here, I just stopped and talked about four Farang women, young girls, who are living here, and they said, look, getting a motorbike to rent is going to be like almost impossible. They haven't started that up here very much, so really the options for cheap transportation is to Songtao, like what I'm in now. And you can travel around by Songtao, and it's going to cost you 10 baht. Okay, so don't negotiate. Remember, walk to the left side to pay, to the passenger side to pay. Don't stand in the traffic when you're paying. Good tip. Remember that. And get in. Make sure it's sort of head in the direction you want. Get in, and then when you get where you're going, you just pull the little chain here. And it'll ring a bell, and they'll stop, and you walk around to the passenger side and give them 10 baht. That's the cheapest way to get around Nakhon Sawan. And so, there you go. Should be a Big C in a few minutes. So, I'm in Big C, in the food court, where they serve the beer, which is where the Farangs are supposed to be. Guess what? No Farang. I don't know where they're supposed to be on Sunday. Maybe they went to church, right? I don't think so. I'm just joking. Maybe they went to church. Who knows? But anyway, this is where they serve the beer. And so, from what people have told me, this is where they hang out from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. So I'm going to continue to look around, but I might not get the interviews. I might have to stay another day and go check it out tomorrow and see if they show up tomorrow so I can interview them for you. I told you, Farangs are elusive. I can never get them for an interview. Anyway, maybe I'll have a beer. Who knows? One thing I want to mention, which you all probably noticed, is the cacophony of sound. Always, especially in malls like this, there's noise coming from every direction. You got music, you got people on phones, you got people talking, everything's going on. So anyway, yeah, it's hard to get away from noise. That's why when I find these quiet, peaceful places, I love them. Anyway, still looking for Farong. So, remember what I was telling you about the 7-Elevens? How you can find these things everywhere, and sometimes they're almost across the street from each other? Well, I just want to show you an example of that. Here we are. I don't know if you can see the sign there, 7-Eleven, right? But, look across the street. Here we go. I'm going to turn this around so you can see. Can you see right there? Guess what's there? 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven right there. So it's almost right across the street from this one. So that's what I was saying, that these things are everywhere. So if you ever need anything, you can always find a 7-Eleven around to get what you need. So there you go. Now, I was looking for the Farong in Big C. Never found them. The group. Which are mostly Brits, from what I understand. But I did meet a guy, Tony, from Boston, who's been here, geez, I don't know, 20 years or something like that. Almost, yeah, about 20 years. And he lives out in the village with his Thai wife and a couple kids. And he comes into Nakhon Sawan just to have something to do on the weekends, to get away from the village. And so it was interesting talking to him. I talked to him for over an hour. He said that you can rent a house around here for about 6,000 baht. That'd be $200. And you can get a room for between 2,000 and 3,000 baht. Now, I haven't found one to show you yet, but I just thought I'd let you know. Finding a motorbike to rent? Still haven't found one. But hey, I'm still looking, and still looking to interview. Maybe if I'm around tomorrow, he said the guys might show up tomorrow. They didn't show up today, but they might show up tomorrow. So we'll see if I can get an interview with some of those guys. All right, so I'm on my way to do some more exploration. See you soon.